Hello, vinyl community. This is Robert with Block's Sonic Wafers. Today is the day after Thanksgiving. I hope every one of you had a good day yesterday and found reason for gratitude, which I'm sure every one of us have. Uh, if you didn't have a good day yesterday, my thoughts are with you, uh, and things will get better. What's at hand? You know, I purchased the recent jellyfish reissues, which some people are just raking over the damn coals. I am very pleased with these myself. It's actually the first issues that I've ever had of these albums, and I have no complaints. They're not one steps by any means. The volume is a little low on them, but that's better than having them busting out the walls of the sound scope. Anyway, very shortly after receiving these, I got mine from Sound of Vinyl. Sound of Vinyl sent me an email about a special, maybe secret sale that he had going on where the records were free. You just have to pay the shipping. That would have scared me just like it did most folks. But I had just done business with them, so I felt a little bit confident that they were on the up and up. And I will say, as everybody expected, the shipping was high. But the shipping right now on records and everything else is high, period. I got 6 albums, and it was a little under $10 per record shipping. So, yeah, that's not free, but that's still a heck of a good deal if you look at the regular price on each one of these records, which, if I got what I ordered, just arrived. So we're going to take a look and see what's in here. And it looks like I don't even need my knife. Now, they originally had about 5 pages of albums. A lot of good choices in there. A lot of stuff I wasn't interested in. But I mean, it was not bad at all. And here is my first selection. This is an album I have never had. I remember my sister had it. I know it's not everybody's favorite in the Paul McCartney catalog. Wildlife. And this, as you can see, is the half-speed master. I hope the glare ain't too bad. I think it's a single LP version. That's okay. $9 basically. What next? Here we have Impulse Out of the Cool, the Gil Evans Orchestra, audiophile vinyl reissues from the world's greatest jazz labels. Out of the Cool, mastered from the original analog tapes, as was the Jellyfish, manufactured at Quality Record Pressings, QRP, on 180 gram, tip-on gatefold sleeves, $9. In a nice bag that is not tight, very reminiscent of the MoFi bags later on. It's perforated across the top, has breathy holes in it so it can't shrink up and squeeze your vinyl. What next? Alright, we got T for the Tillerman, number 2. Oh, Cat went back and did a reimagining of this classic album, which has been one of my favorite records since very early on. Paul Samuel Smith is still mentioned on here as producing. So everybody's on Roger Waters about the redux of Dark Side of the Moon. Here's the redux of T for the Tillerman 2. $9. This one's an upgrade from an album I've had since my teenage years. The Best of the Bee Gees. These are the Bee Gees of my favorite era, before disco came along. I don't know if this is remastered or any of that stuff. It does not say so. It is stereo. It is on Capitol. Best of the Bee Gees. 2 more. Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. It's another Paul McCartney album that I have never heard. I've heard good things. This is the 2018 edition. 180 gram audiophile vinyl. I don't know what the difference between the 2018 edition and any other edition might be. There we go, 2 Paul McCartneys. And finally, because it's getting towards that part of the year, the Ramsey Lewis Trio, More Sounds of Christmas. I always like to get at least one new Christmas record every year. And this may not be my last, who knows. I hope these come in okay as far as the reflection from my windows. Alright. So that is from the Sound of Vinyl. They actually changed up the selections and put up a new selection to choose from. It wasn't quite as extensive a list, but they had quite a few Rolling Stone titles. Oh, this also came today. They had the Elton John Live in Australia 2 LP. Bunch of good stuff. And I put the word out, and a lot of people were hesitant, and I mentioned it on Rachel's stream, and nobody said a word. I know Steve Carlson ordered some stuff, so I hope he's got his. Well, what could this be? Don't you just love an unboxing? Some people will say, no, I do not. REKKIDS War Child number 2. This is leftovers and bits and drabs, and all of this material pretty much has been released one way or another in the War Child box set and other places. We've got Paradise Steakhouse, Sea Lion 2, Saturation, Quartet, Good Godmother, War Child 2, Tomorrow Was Today, Glory Row, March the Mad Scientist, Pan Dance, and Rainbow Blues. From my favorite lineup of the band. And I actually saw this tour, which was my first Jethro Tull tour in 1975. I was fortunate enough to see this tour 3 times, but the first night that I saw it was in Asheville, North Carolina, January 17th, 1975, and it was the first show of this tour on U.S. soil. They pulled out all the stops that night. A lot of the stuff they did was dropped after that. Expense reason, I would guess. But it stays up in the top 5 of live concerts I've ever seen in my life, and probably always will. Alright, so there is the day after Thanksgiving for me, and I hope you had a good one. As I mentioned earlier, I hope you're enjoying the day after. I hope you're not at work. If you are, you still have plenty to be grateful for. Have a great weekend coming up, and I will report back as soon as there's a reason. Have a great one.